5, Act 2. So, with 3 of our 4 teenage heroes successfully in the game session, most of the Earth has already been cast into ruin by meteors that have been sent through Skya's defense portals. To recap, the meteor that ushered John and his house into the session leveled the surrounding neighborhood, Rose's burned down thousands of acres of forest, and Dave's meteor destroyed all of Texas, much of the US and Central America. From Earth, Becquerel peers upon the final meteor, the size of the moon and about 1/4 the distance. Dream John, now in possession of the White Queen's ring, explores the battlefield for the first time and sees a particular cloud that shows a vision of the same ring in the hands of a black chess guy. John soon spots his dad, along with Rose's mom, on the other side of a deep, narrow canyon. From the Trolls session, Vriska views John's sleeping body and tries to use her mind control powers to manipulate him, but finds that when used on humans, the only thing her psychic abilities can accomplish is alter their state of consciousness. John wakes up. His dream self is interrupted from reuniting with his dad, then disappears, sending the Queen's ring plummeting into the canyon below. It will then be found by the war-weary villain who has fashioned John's old bedsheets into new clothing. John's super-powered birthday bunny eventually joins with a courtyard droll from the Black Kingdom, and the two take part in pointless shenanigans on the battlefield. On the land of Wind and Shade, John stands by a delivery tube and mystically receives his copy of Spurb Server. He then finds his way back to his house and quickly deals with an imp infestation. With the moon of the Light Kingdom destroyed, Jade dreams of her squid toys and subsequently the whispers and blood pulses of the horror terrors, waking up in a cold sweat. Pfeffery contacts her to try and explain the dream situation. Jade then tries to get some more answers from Karkat before connecting to John as her server player. Rose continues to explore the game as fast as possible and commits to breaking as many aspects of it that she can. In a conversation with John, she confirms everything the trolls have been telling him regarding the mechanics of the game. Kanaya continues her non-linear conversations with Rose, and after several, admits to her that she found her walkthrough. The two compare observations as dreamers from opposite planets, and Kanaya expresses her doubts towards Rose's methods and decisions based on communion with the horror terrors. Through her exploration, she finds out about the Green Sun, a center point in paradox space for these universes and source of power for the first Guardians. Borrowing John's in-game earnings, Dave uses his time powers to conquer the stock market on his planet, the land of heat and clockwork. This gives the team near-infinite build resources, and with the help of Terezi, Dave buys/unlocks all of the combat moves. She then has him transfer a large amount of money to her past self, originally tipping off her and Solix to their existence in the first place. Gamzee reaches out to Dave, who sends back a link to the music video Miracles by the Insane Clown Posse. Dave then pilfers a legendary sword from the temple on his planet and proceeds to take a legendary nap, and his sprite watches over him and fights off preying enemies. Vriska continues to coach John, who proceeds to connect with Jade and starts interacting with her environment. After her equipment is deployed, Vriska uses her mind powers to knock John into a state of sleep. Jack Noir returns to the giant record on the land of heat and clockwork, where Dave's bro had left his unbreakable katana. Jack removes it from the record surface to find and return it to him, now on the land of Wind and Shade, so they may continue their duel. Bro is soon joined by Cal and an injured Dave sprite, much to Jack's disdain, who uses his ring's red miles to start a massive fire. As the final meteor is about to strike the Earth, Becquerel jumps into Jade's Colonel sprite and flies towards the meteor to stall its impact, giving Jade enough time to properly enter the game. Unfortunately, in doing so, this gives Jack, wearing the Queen's ring, powers of the first Guardian, making him nigh unstoppable. His duel with Dave's bro comes to a quick end, and the fire on the land, wind, and shade turns green and starts spreading faster. So real quick, let's jump back into the Trolls session. These 12 kids have been hiding out on the ectobiology meteor for about an hour so far, as the unstoppable demon has destroyed the planet of light and is wrecking each of theirs in succession. After waking up from the worst nap imaginable, Karkat comes to the conclusion that this demon is in fact Ch.9, but not the one from their session. The Jack from the human kids session with his first guardian powers has somehow found a way out of that universe, and Karkat angrily informs John of this fact in their second conversation. While John is trapped in an ocean of flaming oil, his exile begins to harass him, encouraging him to do the windy thing. John is confused as to what exactly the windy thing is, but in his state of peril, he complies, and a mysterious hurricane emanates from him and puts out the fires. Jade wakes up in the land of frost and frogs, and Pfeffery again sends her a friendly message, and after some conversation, renders herself in Jade's reality, prompting Jade to wake up again. She briefly explores her land before battling a small imp now with Becquerel's nigh omnipotent teleportation powers. As it seems Jade's marksmanship alone is not enough to overpower this new form of enemy, Becksprite shows up to help out. Her exile, a peregrine mendicant, attempts to talk to her, but Becquerel, now as a sprite, quickly and violently interrupts that connection. Rose, by this point, has become a mysterious sorceress with powerful magic wands and a closer relationship with the horror terrors. Along with her knowledge of the Green Sun, she has learned of a game construct known as the Tumor, a massive bomb hidden in the battlefield in sessions not meant to succeed. She has also acquired the magic cue ball and has been taking advice from Doc Scratch, giving her the idea to use the tumor to destroy the Green Sun. Rose informs Dave of her mission to destroy the sun and has him plot a map to its location in the furthest ring. Kanaya, all the while, is expressing her doubts and trying to get Rose to reconsider, for there is a point on Rose's timeline where she's no longer visible through the Troll's computer viewport. However, she borrows the captcha code for one of Rose's magic wands to give to Eridan so that he may live out his magician fantasies. Vriska directs John to his quest bed, a slab of rock upon which he must take a legendary nap. His dream self is brought to God tier when he is slain in his sleep by Ch.9. Already on the battlefield, Dream John, now the main John, is given a set of blue pajamas with a long hood, and now has cool wind powers. On the land of frost and frogs, Jade mixes up a bunch of items, creating things like crystal ball goggles, new weaponry, and fancy additions to her wardrobe. Her and Dave learn about Genesis frog breeding duties from Kanaya, and she then makes the mistake of combining her stuffed dream self with Becquerel's sprite. Jade's sprite wallows in misery and then creates an energy explosion, knocking the room off its tower, tumbling far down onto the ground below. Inside this room is the stolen window, and we get another glimpse at the author in his study. Lamenting over his dead bro, Dave bugs Terezi about how to attain God tier. She gives him two options, flipping a coin to determine the result, thereby creating an offshoot timeline. The alternate timeline Dave is made to travel back, find his quest bed, and take a nap, while the Alpha Dave finds the bed in the present and has an internal debate, ultimately deciding not to kill his alt self. Even with extra lives, a hero's mortality is still a pain in the ass.